You're listening to 419 Education and Training Need to Connect podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Need to Connect podcast. I am your host, Davonna Willis, and today I have Mark on the call. He is our instructor coming all the way from Canada. Say hi, Mark.
What's going on? I'm looking forward to this event. I looked forward to it last year. I looked forward to the year before. This is going to be good. It's going to be good.
All right, so before we get into it, so just a little bit housekeeping. Registrations are still open, so please register for the conference. So we still have registration open right now. The hotel is discounted rate, so register and also find a buddy to share a room with. And let me see, what else? T-shirts, I don't have it on today, but we have the I Am Black History t-shirts, and it says Black Massage Therapist on the back. So get those as well and represent while we're at the conference. So now let's get into our conversation. So what's up, Mark? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Busy as usual, you probably are. You're a busy lady. I like it.
Yes. Busy as usual, traveling. I'm about to go to Atlanta this weekend to teach a sports massage class.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so being an athletic trainer, it was one of my goals to open up sports massage to ATs to offer during their rehab process. So I'm actually going to be speaking to more ATs this time than massage therapists, which is going to be fun. So it's going to be at a PT clinic in Cummings, Georgia.
Nice.
So probably by the time this rolls out, I'd have done it, but it's cool. So Mark has come down twice from Canada to be a part of our conference in Charlotte. So that makes us officially international.
Yeah.
And he's brought buddies with him both times. We've had people from Canada come down. So let's talk about year one, because we're going into year three, but we have to go back to year one, and that was 23, right? So
Yep.
You and I met, Ashley introduced us. We went on your podcast. Shout out your podcast.
Two massage therapists and a microphone. Don't listen to it around your children. That's
that part.
Yeah, so your conference that first year was fabulous. I really enjoyed it, and thanks for inviting me to come down in a participant capacity. That was really great. So I'm in Toronto, Canada, and I'm a drive down because it's 12 hours and I like my car. So I jumped in my car, I did the 12-hour roll, got in there, and I was setting up some video equipment because you were nice enough to let me shoot some video stuff for massage therapy media from the back of the room. And it was such a cool vibe. Like, we run conferences in Canada, the Canadian Massage Conference, and my partners used to do the American Massage Conference that we recently brought back.
Right.
The vibe at this is just different. It hits differently. And that's the first thing that, I was like, whoa, this is insane. There's such community that it's palpable. Do you know what I mean? It's in the air. And that's the first thing that I notice is such a hardcore community. Massage therapists, they're already about community.
Right.
We always stuff, but this just hit different. And that was just observing and taking some videos and sitting in some classes. So when I got the invite to teach the next year, I jumped all over. I'm like, cool, I can be in this from the inside.
Absolutely. And we needed that. Let me go back a little bit. So first year, so everybody, obviously, I don't come from the world of conferences. That's not my background. So I'm an athletic trainer, massage therapist, business owner, not an event planner. And so when we was on his podcast, and I think afterwards we talked about, I'm like, look, whatever help that you can help me with, I'll appreciate it. AV, all of that, because this is all new. And so the
Hmm.
funny part is I didn't even have like what is called a step and repeat. And basically is the background in which your logo is on there. And so Mark had his step and repeat. And so you'll see the first year of pictures and videos, everybody's taking pictures in front of empty media.
Uh,
And I
oh,
was okay with that because it was better than having a blank background, right? Or just a wall. And, he took great footage, and I was really appreciative that gave us the opportunity to market it for the second year using his footage as well as some of the footage that we received from the other company that we used. We just didn't know exactly what we needed. And
yeah.
so having Mark's comparing it, like, okay, now, second year, I'm like, you see his footage? This is what we want, right? Because I didn't know, right? And so it was very helpful for you to be there as an eye, but also to tell me later and just to see what you had and the clips and the pictures that you took. It was very helpful, so I appreciate that tremendously. So
I
year
love doing
two.
videos. I love doing videos for all these different events. Like I will go shoot like 40 minutes to an hour's worth of just stuff.
Oh,
And then I sit at my computer with all of these video clips and I like kind of find a way to just piece it all together to try to really reflect the vibe of what was going on. Like that's what I really want to capture. Like what did this feel like being there? And so yeah, I really thank you for the opportunity to do that for you guys.
okay. So much so he had so much fun. First of all, let's go back even more. So a lot of people didn't even realize that Mark has some black in him.
At the conference? You mean when I was teaching there, or
No,
when I?
no, just period.
Ah,
They didn't know, like, he looks, I
ah,
don't know. And then
who's
when
the,
we were
who's
having
this
our
look?
conversation and you were like, you're from Trinidad, I'm like, oh, you're absolutely coming to the conference.
I got that a lot at the conference, at your conference,
Hmm.
because a lot of your participants had heard my podcast before.
Right.
And then they're like, "You're the guy from the podcast? I thought you were white." I was like, "Well, I don't know. Maybe, I guess I sound white. I don't know." So, yeah,
Now,
it
did
was
they
pretty cool.
listen or they actually saw? Because you have both. You have the audio version and the
Yeah,
video.
so these were people that had just only heard audio,
Okay.
and they're like, "You sound white to me." I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
What does that mean? That's loaded, right? We could talk about that. That's another podcast episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But
that's a whole different ball game. Yeah, so I was like, "You're coming," and he's like, "Am I invited?" I'm like, "Absolutely." What are you talking about?
uh,
What are you talking about? So, okay, so that was year one. Year two, I invited him now
mhm,
because he is a CE instructor. So he has a whole business, not only doing the media, not only doing a podcast, he also has his CE business, continuing education. And
yep.
so I was like, well, I need another instructor and I need you to teach cupping.
Mhm,
And so much so that his class was so popular. Once again, you guys, this is year two, so we're still trying to figure it out. We went from one day, right? Year one was one full day. Then
mhm.
we broke it up to 2 days, and his class was so popular that we didn't have enough. We couldn't fit everybody in there. So this year, lesson learned, he's going to be teaching twice.
Nice. I like it. I like it. I
Yes.
like it. I
So
like
we
it.
have like a morning session and an afternoon session because your class was so popular and looking at the reviews and from the survey, because we do look at the survey. You read your survey from your conferences too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah,
how we know. That's how we know how to improve on what we're trying to deliver to
exactly.
our
And that's
community.
what that's all what we're trying to do is always trying to improve every year. And so Mark will
Absolutely.
be teaching cupping again this year. And so it's 4 hours, right? Hello, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share our 419 Education and Training Need to Connect podcast.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah.
So normally, like the cupping course so the continuing education company that I run is called Knead Institute. We're located in Toronto. We do Also online stuff as well. So live stream is something that I'm really big on. So it's not just an online course or e-learning module course, it's live stream. So we do primarily over Zoom. So it feels like you're right there in the classroom with us. You know, you can participate to whatever capacity you want, but the instructor is accessible to you all the time. So that I love doing that stuff. So it's not just in Canada or just in Toronto. Now we get to meet therapists all throughout. So I'm thrilled with that idea. And the cupping, I'm so happy you asked me to come down and do cupping, because that's actually one of our more popular courses that we do at our Con Ed Institute. And the cupping course that we normally do is a little bit longer, but I love the idea of like condensing this down for a conference, because you know
Right.
it's a conference. You want to have a lot of variety that's happening. You want the participants to be able to take a bunch of different things versus sometimes being, you know, locked up in a class for 1 or 2 days, right?
Mhm.
So the cupping is a little bit more condensed, the course, but you still walk away with knowing everything that you're going to need to know and being able to apply it into your practice, you know, that night if you really want to go to work, which you
Yeah.
probably, you know.
Well, but not that night. But people do when they leave, they have people already ready to go on their schedule, which is great. That's a blessing. I love that. I love when people have their business and ready to go once they leave. Okay, so comparing, your experience from year 1 to year 2, so we double the days and we double the numbers. Could you
Mm,
tell?
I can tell.
Okay.
Yes, I can definitely tell. And the vibe was stronger. The vibe was great the first year. The vibe was stronger the second year.
Mm,
Unity feeling was stronger. Your opening sessions were great. I loved your opening sessions.
yeah.
I love the vendors in the room, and the vendors are getting larger in numbers. It's a good go. I love the growth that you're having here. This organic growth is so valuable.
That's the
And
key word, organic.
yes,
It
yes.
is it is very word of mouthish. It's
Mhm. And
very
but
grassroots.
there's something special about that grassroots stuff. There's something really special, because that's when you know, at least in my mind,
Hmm.
that's when you know you're really being impactful.
Right.
Someone is going to come, experience, and tell their colleagues, their friends, and say, "You have to come to this thing. You have to be here." And then just to have that organic growth is gold. Is gold.
I love
I,
hearing some of the testimonials that we got on video, and one lady was like, "Listen, I've been doing this for like 20 years, and in my 20 years, I've never seen as many black people as massage therapists in one sitting." And so, because you have cities like Atlanta or Charlotte, even some places like in Florida. So, being in Florida for your conference in May, right? Because we're in June. In May, the American Massage Conference, there was some clusters of students that came in during Free Friday,
yep.
and because they're used to being around each other and they're Caribbean, most of them was, from the Caribbean background, whether it was Haitians or Jamaicans, because,
Mhm.
Florida is like right off the coast. It's easy to get there
Yeah,
from
yeah.
those islands. And so, and they're like, oh no, we never heard about it. Number one, of course. And two, they thought what's going on in their little bubble, it's like that across at least this country, let's say that.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, absolutely not. And so I want those people who are in those cities that sees a lot more black therapists, that's not reality
Mhm.
in most of America.
Absolutely. Small in numbers,
Small
definitely.
in numbers. So let's talk about that like in Canada.
Same thing. I mean, put it this way, Toronto is like the largest multicultural city in,
Mm-hmm.
in the world, right? The rest of Canada is not like this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've got it different where I'm located, because, you know, I can throw a stone and hit any ethnic group imaginable. But
Nice.
you travel just, 45 minutes outside of the city, and it's a different ball game. So obviously, the proportion of healthcare practitioners, of color is going to be, significantly different than what you see in
Right.
the city. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so I love that. So now we're going into year 3. And so, like I said, we're gonna have you teach cupping twice. So So day 2 is going to be really impactful with a lot of CE classes. We're going to be having multiple rooms going on at the same time. This year, we are actually going to have the exhibitors. We're working to think about the exhibitors being outside because we know we're going to have a lot more classes. So during the break times, we want them to be able to be more visible when they're
Mhm.
walking around, right? And still be able to go to the exhibitors during that time. So tell me, what's your thought about us adding every year? Well, not adding a day. We're not going to do that. This year, going into this year, we're also thinking about adding more collaboration during the off seasons. So right now we do the Need to Connect networking group. Tell me your thoughts about having something more palpable like that in between the full annual conference.
I think it's a fabulous idea. One, there's a need for it.
Mm-hmm.
Your conference already shows that there's a need for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so by extending that beyond an annual conference, it is
Mm-hmm.
such a great idea. One, to feed the community that you're already feeding, to get that extra little bit, those people that are like, I'm not quite sure what this is all about yet. I might be interested, but I'm not quite interested. I don't know. I got to feel this out first. So
Mm-hmm.
all of those little feelers along the way, especially when, you're true to your brand, you're genuine in what you do, what you see is what you're going to get type of
Mm-hmm.
thing, then it really feeds into the annual conference. I think it's a great idea and it keeps the momentum going. Everyone that shows up to a conference like yours
Mm-hmm.
walks away feeling high for weeks,
Right.
And if you can tap into that before that buzz dies down
Mm-hmm.
and that buzz rolling and rolling and rolling, that's when you're on to something gold. You're
Yeah,
on.
that's really important. Thank you for that. So yeah, definitely going to really be pushing that this year. The Need to Connect networking group, coming meeting monthly virtually because that's the only way. That's the only
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let
Good
me.
idea.
What's your thoughts? So last year we had Benny Vaughn.
Mm.
Was this your first time meeting him or learning about him? Tell
I,
me
I
about
was I
that.
was I was very familiar with Benny Vaughn and all the work that he's done,
Mm-hmm.
and I was thrilled to see him, virtually at the first show,
Right.
and it was it was really special to be there with him in person. So I was thrilled at that opportunity. The man is a legend, and you get to be in the presence of a legend, and it's really humbling, and it's an important moment. At least it was an important moment for me.
Did you get a chance to talk to him?
Very, very, very briefly.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, because like I'm a quiet kind of
Yeah.
guy. I mean, for the most part, I'm a quiet guy. I'm an introverted guy, and I
Right.
never want to feel like I'm disturbing
Right.
somebody or.
Right.
So the guy's sitting down having cake. I ain't gonna come.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm
And
like,
he was enjoying his cheesecake. We saw
you're
when I made the announcement on the stage for his award.
exactly. So like Mr. Vaughn, I'm not gonna bother you while you're enjoying your dessert type of thing.
Right.
That's me. I was just thrilled to the idea of one, I'm on the same bill as this legend. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I got to be in the presence of him and we got to share a little bit of conversation, which is really nice.
So this year we have Cindy Farrar. She is going to be the keynote for this year. And she's also AMTA's president, national
Yep.
president.
Yes. She's really something special too. I've had some really good conversations with her. I met her at the conference the first year, maybe. I can't
Okay.
remember if it was the first and second year. And we've had some really, really good conversations and it was inspiring to have these talks with other people and she was one of them. And yeah, I'm thankful for the relationships that, came out of being at the Black Massage Conference. It was really good. Really good.
Thank you. And let's talk about relationships. I call her your bestie.
We
She's like
talking
your
about
sister from
Danielle?
another mister.
We talking about Danielle? My
I
yeah.
am. I'm talking
Uh,
about
my,
Miss
my,
World Traveler. She's currently like China. I don't know where she is. Remember,
my
she was like
Trini sister.
your
She's
Chinese sister.
actually
Your
my
Trini
Trini sister.
Chinese. Like, what do you guys call that?
It's actually really funny because we are really close in age. We're probably about a year apart. We
Hmm.
both grew up in a part of Toronto, Scarborough in Toronto. She actually knows a lot of my family Yeah, like she went to high school with like all my cousins and stuff. So like we had the same kind of group of people that we run with at different times. And so the running joke is like she probably related to me.
For sure. Okay, so cousins on your dad's side or your mom's
No,
side?
she's really friendly with and she went to high school with cousins on my dad's side.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and she's like mixed like me, Caribbean Chinese. She got the pure Chinese last name. I got the pure Chinese last name. It confuses the hell out of everybody. And when they see us, you know what I mean?
I-
And one of our podcast regulars, her name is Nikki. Danielle's Nikki's massage therapist. So Danielle was on her, or Nikki was on our podcast. She's like, you gotta meet Danielle. You gotta meet Danielle. She is like she's like the alter ego of you. She's like the female form of you. You gotta meet her. And so, to be honest with you, we probably met like way back when and just didn't realize. But yeah, so now
I love her. I
she,
adore
she
her. I feel like every time we see each other, it's like we've known each other for a long time.
yeah, she's great. She's a great therapist. She's got a really exciting gig that she does with the Canadian track team.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's fascinating, and she's just so cool because she's got all of the reason to put it out there and be like, look at me. Do you know what I mean? And she doesn't do any of that.
Very
She,
humble.
she rides so low key, and that just makes me adore her even more. Do you know what I mean? You've got all the reason to be
All the
a
reason to be cocky, who she knows, the circle she runs in, and
yeah,
she's not like that at all.
yeah. So I don't know. I love the group of people that you put together.
Oh,
It's it's such a good go, and the party with the group of people too. Because I mean, yes, it's an educational conference,
yeah, we
and yes, it's
gotta.
about learning, and yes, it's about education, and networking is going to always be a part of it. But
Mhm.
you've got this fun factor that just rolls different,
Yeah.
and that's another piece of it.
For
That's
sure.
another
We're
piece.
definitely doing our line dances. Matter of fact, my
Yeah,
girlfriend just graduated. Shout out to Alicia, Dr. Cox. She got her PhD
nice.
in psychology. And so we was at her graduation party and I'm learning all the dances. I was like, listen, I'm a I'm a I'm gonna figure these things out. I'm still trying to figure out the Tamiya dance, but my feet gets all twisted. But
Uh,
listen, black folks, we love a line dance.
Uh, it's such a good time, and it should be like that though. Like we've all been to the conferences, the different chapters. It's it's it's
Right,
it's it's stuffy, and nothing's wrong with stuffy, but
right.
it doesn't have to be all the time. And so when
Hmm.
you get an opportunity to have the education and the networking and the great people that are going to be there, and it's fun,
All the
now we've
things.
we've won the day. We've won the day. You know.
That's right. That's right. So a few more minutes. Let's talk about. I remember the first year you you got so involved in just being around other therapists, networking, that you were up to the wee mornings,
Mhm.
the wee late night, early mornings. Your
Yes.
wife was looking for you. And she messaged me. Yeah, I didn't even have my phone. And I'm like, oh my God. By the time I'm like, I have no idea because I'm in my room. And tell us about that experience though, because you didn't know what you was getting into. And then also last year, probably wee mornings, but there was still the same type of congregation. People were talking and having
Yeah.
great sessions. Tell me about that from your point of
Yeah,
view.
that was a great night. I rolled out of one of the rooms. I can't remember what I was doing in one of these rooms, and there were a lot of people just at the lobby bar,
Hmm.
hanging out, having a good time, and really inviting. I'm just the Canadian guy who kind of don't look black, you know what I mean? And I just rolled into this space, and I got to meet some really interesting people and have some really interesting conversation. Not everything was heavy, but some of the heavy stuff, I fully enjoyed that because
Hmm.
when do I get to have that? Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? When
Hmm.
we get to have that type of conversation.
Right.
So I got some really heavy conversations. I got into a lot of light joking moments, and it was really good. And there's still people that I'm connected with from 2 years
I
ago,
was going to
going.
ask you, is there anybody, yeah, is there anybody that you still connect with
Yeah,
now?
there's people that I met at your conference that we're still connected on Facebook, and we still converse quite a bit. To the points where I'm inviting them to come to different things. Hey, you want to come down to the American Massage Conference? I want to bring you as my guest.
I love
That's
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
love that. I
it
love
was.
that.
I can't. I sound like a broken record,
No,
but the vibe that I get off of it is just so tasty. Do you know what I mean? And I want that taste again, and I
yeah.
gotta wait every year to get it. You know what I mean? But it's something that you've worked on, that you put together, and to me, it's a home run. And I just love watching it grow. Even if I wasn't involved in this, I would still promote the crap out of it. When I was in Orlando, every
Right.
single person, I'm like, hey, you come to Black Massage Conference, you come to Black Massage. Have you heard of the Black Massage Conference? Right? I was just pushing it like crazy because I want them to witness, to bear witness to
Mhm.
what's on there, because that'll just change your perspective on the work that you do. That changes the perspective on how you deal with patients and clients, and that changes you on the inside, and it's a good thing. It's
No, I
always a good
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate, the friendship that we've developed
thing.
because this was just random. This wasn't
Yeah,
like,
this this is
planned.
developed. This is developed quite nicely. I'm enjoying this, right? I enjoy all the talks we have. I enjoy, the intermixing of the projects. Like Davonna
Right.
is coming up to Canada to do Canadian Massage Conference with us.
Right.
The Massage Conference. I'm coming down for your conference. You're on my podcast. I'm on your podcast. I love the collaboration, because that's where it's at. That's
That's
where it's at. We're always in
exactly
this tiny room by ourselves,
that
treating the
part.
same people over and over, which is fine. But at the end of the day, that the growth happens from these things, and I'm all about the idea of
It's
growth.
still about relationships. It's
Yeah.
still about relationships.
Yes.
So we're gonna end this podcast on continue on this high note.
Mhm.
What what two things would you tell a therapist they need to invest in themselves? Whether if it's coming to a conference like this, but what other two things would you tell a therapist in which they should do some professional development and invest in themselves?
So I'm always a big fan, not just because I have a continuing education company.
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of continuing education. I'm a massive fan. And I'm a massive fan in such a way where I want you to even explore on ideas and topics of things that might not even be of any interest to you. Like, I want you to be able to just pick on little things here and there,
Hmm.
because always be surprised when you walk away learning something, especially when you're doing it in a scenario or setting that you weren't really expecting to be there. I love
Right.
the surprise moments of learning, right?
Hmm.
When you're not expecting to learn something, or you're overly not interested in this one particular topic, but then something happens in this scene that kind
Hmm.
of flips which or changes your mind and gives you a little bit something. So I always suggest be really open to a lot of different learning opportunities.
Hmm.
Always. And even if it's something that you're like, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I like that idea, right? Challenge what you do and challenge yourself to look at things from a different perspective. And that might just sharpen what you're doing, or that might open up your mind even more. And either which way, that's a big win.
No, I
So I'm
love
a
that.
big fan of exploring education in any way possible, not just through a formal class, but it could be through videos, it could be through podcasts, social media, whatever the case is, conferences. Explore it. And the other thing is, we've already touched on this, the whole concept of community and networking.
Amen.
That is a ticket to keeping yourself sane,
Right.
because it's very easy to go nutso in this job where it feels
Right.
like you're working, and you want to be in touch with other people that can relate to what's going on, and it keeps that fire alive. When you first graduate, how excited you are to go start, you
Hmm.
know, and you're 6 years in, and you're like, I got to go to work today.
Right. That
When
burnout.
you've got those connections with those people that really lift you up, those are game changers.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Mark. Thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for being a participant and an instructor at the conference. And thank you for being a friend.
Right
That
on.
means the
Right back
world to
at you.
me. So,
Right back.
you guys, thanks again for watching this podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we look forward to seeing you at the conference. And you have a great day. Take care. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, check out our next podcast episode. See you later. Bye.